Guys, appreciate you tuning in to another edition of the Pure Tennis Podcast. Here, joined by JP. JP, happy Friday, man. It's a big, long weekend.
Yep.
Got a lot of tennis planned or what? What's on the agenda this weekend?
Got tennis tonight and then probably all weekend.
Yeah, the boys got some tennis too, I'm sure. So it's, and the young ones got my rackets ready to be strung up, ready to go for the weekend.
That's true.
We had a good session last night.
I don't know if that was
JP makes me play best 3 out of 5. Really test the legs out here. But
it's me playing and working, Nate just kind of hitting big serves and following it, hitting winners. It's winter practice for you, not winner.
Hey, it felt good to get back on the court.
Yeah, it must have.
Last 10 days or so, I had
blast overheads at you.
We were in Orlando for a week, and then I had my sister's wedding weekend. So it was I felt like I was cheating on tennis for the last 10 days. I was out of commission for a bit, but we're back.
Did you talk to tennis about it?
I did. She's
she okay?
She's all right. Yeah, she said she just wants to she just want to take her out this weekend.
Trust
yeah, wine and dine her this weekend, and she said she'll be all right. But we had fun in Orlando, USTA National Campus. Even though I lived there for a year, I hadn't been there yet, so it was cool to get to that place and see what all the hype was about. It is just a very Lake Nona. I mean, just an interesting place to like host the national campus of the USTA. I felt like it's a beautiful place, but like kind of empty. At least for the tennis was.
It just comes out of nowhere too.
It's just out of, I was like, Lake Nona. Like, did Lake Nona deserve to have the HQ of United States Tennis Association?
You feel like you're in a cul-de-sac, and then all of a sudden, like, why are there 400 tennis courts?
Exactly, and it's like it's a little bit of a bummer to see that the padel and the pickleball was much more heavily concentrated with folks playing, active participants. You saw about 40 clay courts unused, it looked like. I was like, man.
Well, they can't turn them into pickleball yet.
Exactly. I'm like, how long are they going to hold on to these?
They're trying to develop a pickleball that can bounce on the clay. Once they do.
They do that, they're going to develop that.
I saw them. They put
they're coming.
In the clay. They
clay pickleball?
Yeah, they put They put little speakers on the ground, too, so you can still hear, like, the banging of the ball against the clay.
You're joking. I know you're joking. I will believe you too. That's the scary part is I'll believe you. I mean, pickleball, man. It's a we can't even if we talk about pickleball on the Tennis Point Instagram, you'll get in trouble. I mean, these people, the tennis folk, it's war out there, folks.
Take it seriously. I do take it seriously.
You can't take pickleball seriously.
I don't.
Come on. No, I mean it's crazy to see some of these former D1 players go make money playing pickleball when they have never picked up a paddle in their life. Yeah. It's like in a tournament too.
Wait, do you feel, honest question then? Do you think that it's actual skill?
Playing no, because I mean, no pickleball. It's just
a derivative of the tennis swing.
It's like playing bocce ball or like it's like playing
wiffle ball.
It's like
drunk on an Easter with your nephew.
It's like playing hillbilly golf.
Knuckleball.
You throw those balls tied to each other. Yeah, it's like no, I cannot take pickleball. Yeah, like serious. I mean, I love that people are having fun playing the sport, but it's like I honestly can't take that like a serious. I mean, no, it's not real.
I'm just amazed at the
I like to see the drama.
Enthusiasm for the takeover is so strong with all of them. It's not just that they're playing a game, but they're taking away a game. They like that.
Yeah, they do. But the only thing cool that I would say from pickleball is like
pretty soon tennis will be gone pretty soon. Pretty soon tennis will be gone because of us. Like, yeah, are you seem happy about that? Why are you so happy about that?
Oh my gosh! The one thing I will watch is like when there's like celebrities or other athletes from other sports playing, and they mic them up and they
get hurt playing pickleball. I like that too. Like if the paddle would somehow dislodge from their hand and go into one of their backs, to make it illegal.
Oh my gosh!
Pickleball has been canceled. No. So
down there, we got to watch a lot of team tennis, and the level was high. Got to shout out the champions. We took the UNC on this podcast a couple weeks ago. I took the UNC women's team to win the title.
Took Virginia too.
And took Virginia the men's.
Nate 2 for 2.
2 for 2 on the D1 predictions.
But I called Ohio State and they made the finals. So.
That's fair. I mean, Ohio State. So those guys took out Virginia.
Yeah.
4-0.
Twice. In the regular season.
Once. ITA fall nats. Indoor nats.
They played them twice, and they beat them twice, and they beat them 4-0 2 times. Yeah.
No, what? I thought that was just once in indoor nats.
They thought they were going to win. Yeah.
it's indoor tennis versus outdoor, and then the lineup. There's a few lineup tweaks from there, and I saw that when I looked at the box score. Bernard, who made it to the round of 16 in the individuals, lost yesterday, and for individuals, he wasn't even in the lineup with Ohio State when they beat Virginia 4-0. It's like, and so they on paper even got better, and they still got dogged 4-0 in that final.
I know.
It's crazy. Virginia
doesn't make sense.
Loaded though. Rodesh, who plays one for Virginia, huge. I think he's about 6'5", serves huge, hits a big forehand, moves well. He's actually in the Final Four now of the individuals, and him playing at that level. Inaki Montes from Spain playing a steady number 2. They're just loaded top to bottom. They're so deep, and the Cavaliers go back to back. The Who's. It was so fun to watch those guys. Shout out to Cracked Rackets for a lot of awesome coverage. And then UNC women's team, they get revenge on the Wolfpack of NC State in the final. So I ran into the girls at a pizza restaurant. I forget what it's called. It's on Lake Note. It's right in that cul-de-sac. But ran into those girls. They were not shying away from wanting revenge on NC State. They were in the Elite Eight when I talked to them, and they were already kind of eyeing that matchup in the final and just saying, like, they're ready now. Like that they lost to them, their only loss of the entire year. It was a wake-up call that they all needed. They had a lineup change where they took out Abby Forbes, a former All-American.
That's gutsy, though.
In UCLA transfer, and they took out Forbes and moved everybody up the lineup. And, I mean, you have to be a top 30 player in women's tennis to have a chance to play in the lineup at UNC right now. It's incredible.
But the level there too, just to go and be beaten by in tennis is different. When someone beats you in tennis, like there's a psychological thing you have to overcome to go back and get them. Like,
and they went out and took their first NCAA women's title.
That's big.
And how good of a program that UNC is, it's just wild to I wrap my head around that. That was their first title they've captured. And if you haven't checked out their courts, go to UNC's tennis Instagram page. They have the most beautiful courts I think I've ever seen. They got the baby blue, the dark blue, both shades on the court. Beautiful complex that they just finished and they just completed this year. I don't believe either. I know the women haven't lost on that court yet, and I don't think the men have either. So it's a really cool place to I can't wait to get to there. Yeah, can't wait to get to that complex. But Division II level, you had Barry University take home the men and women's title. The women took home their 6th straight. The men took their 4th straight. So they got a couple dynasties down there in Florida. Barry has been good since I was playing college tennis, and they're a powerhouse.
Is that Atlanta? Or no,
Barry's in Florida. It's Florida? It's down in Florida. And then Division III, you had Case Western Reserve out of Cleveland. Their first national title in program history for their athletic program. Shout out to James Trotter, who will be a Virginia Cavalier. Just a really cool thing that he won the team title. His future team won the team title. All of his teammates a year from now were there supporting him and his teammates in that final against Tufts. A phenomenal. I mean, just the level at D3 at that is just like how are there this many good tennis players in the country? You got a 12-5 UTR or whatever James is, and he's actually going to be playing in the ACC, quite a big jump. But and then on the women's side, a school I had not ever heard of in my life, Claremont Mudscripts, takes the title for the women. I think that was their
Mudscript.
The Mudscripts, CMS they call them. But shout out to all the champions. I will say the one bummer was that the NCAA and USTA limited us severely on the promotion of the event, which was just like, you know how many views we would have done if we were able to do content at that place? It's just like, why would you like?
No one knows about tennis. Wonder why?
No, exactly. No one even knows that event happened. Like, no, none of our listeners, 1% of the people probably watched any of these matches. No one even knows anything about this because they didn't let us. They don't promote it.
Right.
The NCAA, don't say you care about student athletes and then not let media
athletes
promote your event that you it's just. And then USTA is the same. It's like, you guys don't really care about promoting these players and these teams and these programs and these coaches, and it's like, it's just a bummer because if you looked at the fan turnout on the streams, it was poor.
Yeah, they have too much. They have too much when they just don't. They can't focus on the product, how cool it is. Like, because they're just not even thinking about it. It's not on their radar.
No, it's not.
Their
It's
stuff.
The NCAA is just.
Oh, you like that?
It's a it's
Yeah.
brutally silly. It's just run poorly. It's just like I literally I got an email just saying like I was like I asked if we could bring a drone. You know, I was asking for the full caboose. I was like, can we do a drone?
We need a drone.
We need a drone to get some aerial footage. They're like, we're too close to the airport to do that. I'm like, all right, fine. So are there any other limitations or restrictions that I need to know about before I step onto the campus? Actually, there's quite a few. You can't show any NCAA logos. You can't tell people that this is taking place at the USTA National Campus. Can't do video. Can't do imagery. You can't.
Oh,
I was like,
God. Gosh.
don't. Oh my God. I'm like, wait. But you're gonna like, how do you expect people to know that this event even exists?
Yeah.
And it's like, you go on the streams. It's like 300, 400 people watching. It's like there should be thousands of people watching this stuff, like thousands. And it's the level is so good, the drama's so good, the atmosphere is electric, the energy around that play. I mean, it could be so much better, but the NCAA and the USTA just we're not ready to embrace it for what it is yet, which is a bummer. And there's so many pros out there.
But if it were football,
yeah,
you can do it. Basically, don't keep the template the same where people are sharing that kind of stuff all over the place, and there's whole channels devoted to it.
Exactly. I'm like, so I was like, can I just go? Because I asked for credentials, and they denied me credentials, but they gave. I'm like, they acted like there's a lot of people there for media, which there's not.
Yeah.
There's like
Get in line,
two or
buddy.
three.
Get in line.
Get in line. Yeah. There's 2 or 3 people that are going to be here for covering it, but get in line. I'm like,
get in line.
so you're not going to let me cover it through the media?
You can.
Like,
get back.
I tried to do it the right way, do it the way that they set up and put it in place and follow their rules. And it's like, all right, so can I just go as a fan and just get my own content from a fan perspective and sit in a normal seat, whatever else, and not even have court access? No, you can't do that either. You can't post to a corporate account. I'm like, this is the biggest joke it was a little bit of a bummer because the athletes deserve it. It's not like I don't care that we don't gain anything crazy.
So do you think those limitations are purely for the student athletes so they can't make NIL money?
If
they were sharing things, they're making all these rules basically. So the person that's sitting on the court that was like, maybe I'll
the person that worked their whole life for this biggest moment in their career.
Now they can play tennis, but like this is their moment, and so like maybe I'll take a video of me working out or something, and then share my. So there's all these rules the NCAA is putting down. Like, no, you can't show a logo. You can't do this. You can't have anything there because they're trying to cordon off all of the student athletes from having any ability to do the NIL stuff.
And it's a bummer because it sucked because we would have done, without exaggerating, it's like I'm there for a week. We've gone to junior events for 2 days, and we do about 500 to 1 million views from 14 and 15-year-olds. You put us anywhere near that and just don't even give me court access. I would be fine as a fan there just taking content. We're doing millions per day there. Millions. I mean, just the crowd reactions, just getting the aesthetics of the court and like the everything.
And the drama.
Exactly. There's constant
Ohio
yelling.
State versus Virginia.
Yep. Oh my. Don't even get me started.
Golly.
But, so that was a big bummer because I think people would have. College tennis could blow up and it would be like a really cool thing. So that was my biggest gripe, but I will stop complaining because we did have some fun watching the tennis. I just wanted you guys to celebrate with us, but we'll keep fighting. We'll keep doing our thing.
Well, I mean, it's fun to just dog on NCAA for being backwards and stupid.
Great nonprofit organization. They're for the people.
Oh, it's for the people.
For the people,
it's
man.
Not they're not benefiting from.
Nobody makes any money there. They give it all back to the student athletes.
Right back to the student's pocket.
Yep.
You can see after the match, and they walk out and they just hand dollar bills right into their pocket.
They do. They say, here, take care of yourself. Make sure you guys are eating right. Make sure you guys are getting properly.
It's big
treatment. Yeah, they look out for their guys. So that was cool to see. Individuals going on now. Final Four action is live. We're recording this at noon on Friday. So if you guys want to watch the final, Cracked Rackets on YouTube. Gruskin's been crushing it the whole time. I mean,
is it the final or the semi?
Semis is today,
okay.
And then finals will be tomorrow. And then same with the doubles. So tune into that. Gruskin is having way too much fun up there on set. I'm just watching him do his thing is super cool, and having a friend in this industry, being able to kind of chase his dream, and I mean, do it now for.
He knows his tennis,
dude.
He knows his tennis.
He knows. AG is.
He's locked in.
His college tennis.
It's good.
Recall.
Yeah.
From is just absurd.
None other.
And it is. There's nobody. He's the best in the world at what he does.
Yeah.
And it's just like, for that, I have a lot of respect for him.
He's got a lot to say.
He does. And I'm like, sometimes I'm like, man, are you gonna like hit me back? Because like I'm like, I knew he was right next, and like he just, I hadn't heard back from him for a few hours. I'm like, I know he's got to be on campus somewhere. And next thing you know, I was about to call him and just be like, dude, you don't answer me, we're gonna have problems. I feel somebody come up behind me and just grab my backpack, and I'm like, and it's Gruskin, and I gave my guy a big hug. I was like, dude, it's good to see you in your environment, man. So it was cool. Gruskin is the man. He's like a little celebrity there. Like, you know, everybody knows who he is, and it's fun. You can't mistake Gruskin for anybody else, you know. But that was cool. So college action, awesome, hell of a season. Can't wait to do more with college tennis this summer on our Team Yellow tour. We'll be traveling to a lot of new colleges in the South this year. Some ACC schools. We got Middle Tennessee, Wake Forest, and some surprises to come. We'll announce later. So check out the Pure Tennis Podcast Instagram. Check out the Tennis Point USA Instagram account. JP, we got to talk about the pro action though. After.
Did you catch that action?
We'll come back after the break.
A little break. And we're back.
All right, so we missed on recapping Rome, which completed the other day. You have Daniil Medvedev, a Masters 1000 champion on a red clay event. Like, what?
Well, he's a clay specialist now.
Clay specialist. I posted that the other day on Tennis. I'm like, how do you go from talking about dogs playing in the dirt, that's what red clay is, to hosting the trophy at a Masters event? Especially Rome. The field is loaded, and Daniil Medvedev takes home the title. I mean, what?
Because he's a clay specialist now.
But I mean, like, what he was able to do from where he was even a year ago, it's like he completely accepted that clay is going to be a big part of his calendar year, and like to be one of the greats of tennis. He has to accept it and just learn how to play on it and
win Masters 1000
and win Masters 1000s on it. It's like, to see how he took people out and who he took out. I mean, he takes out Rune in the final,
who's playing at the best of his ability.
Honestly, Rune is honestly playing out of his gourd, and like the Medvedev's shot tolerance, like his ability to just absorb Holger's pace and like heaviness off both wings, and just wear him down. Like, he wore Holger down mentally and physically. Like, he was just he went down into this lockdown mode that we've only seen him be able to do on hard court, and he just was able to find his patience. And it's like Medi realized that, you know, he's not going to be able to like counter with like these liner, flat, deep, like just like balls that will just scrape off the ground and just kind of slide. He's just like comfortable just outpacing guys with just a higher shot tolerance, using his angles. He looked comfortable moving on this stuff.
That's the thing.
The movement is probably the biggest. Yeah.
Because he won the last 4 sets that he played 7-5.
Wow.
That's just icy.
And his movement was the biggest thing. But it was just like, actually, it was either the movement for me that was most impressive, or just his mentality of being able to just accept that this is how he's going to win clay court matches.
By breaking people.
And exactly. And still getting enough free points on the serve. But then taking out Tsitsipas as well. It's like, Tsitsipas was looking healthy after the sunshine swing. I thought he would need some more time to recoup, but Tsitsipas hit the European clay court swing and looked like he was back to being himself. And Medi rips him, does the dance that is just,
which is classy.
I mean, legendary.
I mean, that is just,
it's legendary.
Artful.
That
it's
dance,
whatever that, it's clay court specialist dance.
It was almost like he just did it just to make fun of Steph's.
It's a boogie,
just to make fun of Steph's goofy dance in Cincinnati.
I think he's saying that because like he said it was like being when you're drunk at the club and you feel like you're god of a tennis court. That's what he said. That's the quote, dance. Dude. It was so good. I don't know if that's exactly the quote, but it's something to do.
It was something like that when you're drunk at the club and you're just like he's like
god of a tennis court.
I don't know if it was good. He's like, well, you're feeling good, and he just hit that little wiggle, that little wiggle. You got the feet squeaking. I'm like, this guy. I'm a Medi fan.
How can you not?
I'm a Medi fan. Like, how can you not be a Medi fan after that?
He liked
took out Rusevori, Zverev, Tsitsipas, and then Rune. Like, come, like what?
All in the same way, running around on the bait, like back by the wall, like just taking like these, like guarding the whole court. He's got the squash shot on the forehand, the slice. Yeah,
he's got it to a point where it's like it's effective on the clay. Like, it was dying short in the court the last few years, and that's why he was just getting ripped. I put out a tweet or whatever. He hadn't won double. He hadn't won 10 matches on red clay in a single season since 2016. It was well before he was.
So is that what he's got? Is this neutralizing everybody? That's what squash shot.
I mean, yeah, since he's been a top 150 player in the world, he had not won 10 matches on a clay court during a clay court season. It's just like he's able to neutralize now so much better.
It does
with his movement and then his squash shot. And he's giving you that slice deep with no pace, but it's staying low. Yeah. He just asked the question like, can you just
do it again?
Unleash on this ball and
that's like Rune.
Everybody calls him something different.
He had won that match multiple times, and he had won the points for each of the games. But he just neutralizes and goes back to zero. It's just like, do it again. Like sometimes Holger would get the point and get a winner, but he had to do this long setup 2-3 times. It's like Meddy's in better shape. He fights people down. I think he's built to like play that type of game because his arms are giantly long.
100%.
And he can run around on the baseline. It doesn't matter how hard you hit because he's going to find a way to slap it back in this weird spin that keeps the ball like floating in this way that you just feel like you got to hit way bigger cuts than you need to, and then he wears you down that way.
Yep, exactly. Well said. And I think that's he's asking the question, and if that is players can't answer that question for 2 out of 3, how do you think players are going to be able to answer that for 3 out of 5?
Yeah, so, and add in the component that where he's just going to win in 7-5 every time too. Because he's icy when it matters. He wins those sets.
The odds came out, I think, during the when he had just taken out Zverev to go to the quarters, I believe, and Medvedev opened up as a plus 2,400 to win the French Open.
Wow!
As soon as he beat Tsitsipas, I checked the odds again. I was like, I gotta bet this guy to take it.
Yeah,
it went from plus 2,400 to plus 1,200. It cut his odds in half.
Wow!
After the handicappers saw him take out Tsitsipas, they were like, whoa. We gotta back this guy down a little bit. We gotta give this man some respect. He went from plus 2,400 to plus 1,200. I would imagine his odds have even decrease.
There's something mental about him because when Meddy gets you as a player, he owns you.
He does.
He owns Zverev. Yeah,
he does.
He owns real estate there. I'd say he owns Tsitsipas again now too.
I think he does too.
Did you see him? Match, he owns Rune
during after the handshake in the very beginning of the match. They usually do that little picture.
Yeah, and
he wanted no part of that. He's like Tsitsipas was left just chilling in the dirt by himself.
Yeah.
I'm like, Meddy is just playing. Like, I love a good rivalry. Count me in. Like a rivalry that these guys, there's actual animosity.
Yeah.
I think Zverev and these guys all dislike each other. I think Zverev and Tsitsipas dislike each other. Zverev and Meddy dislike. And it's like, we got some rivalries now that are cooking. So much fun. And I think Meddy's a legit contender now at Roland Garros. I never thought I would say that. Never. It's like, especially with Rafa out now, Novak looks like he's a little bit beat up. What are your thoughts on Novak? I mean,
something with he doesn't, like we were talking about at the last podcast.
He's the second favorite to win Roland Garros still.
Absolutely. But like if he's actually got something wrong with his elbow or something, he's wearing that compression sleeve, so it's in there. I would say like vulnerable because they all want to beat him.
I think I don't know what. Yeah,
5 sets against Novak is tough.
He did look like Novak always has this like way of hitting the ball where he looks like he's off balanced in a way and like kind of like fighting for his own ground to like recover.
Yeah.
But like he seems like he's always done it to an extent. He seems to be doing that a lot more now. He just doesn't seem to be like strong footed. It doesn't seem like he's able to like keep steady weight and balance on every shot like we were so accustomed to seeing him doing.
Yeah.
And he just looks like uneasy. I don't know what I mean. You take the guy off the tour and you don't let him play big matches for quite a bit of time. It's like maybe it does take some time, but it seems to really like he looks like you said vulnerable is the word.
But it's like I think that they're.
I still wouldn't bet against him, but
I wouldn't either. But he's just missing balls that he doesn't miss like usually. Like he's still setting up the points and beating people in the points, and he'll come and. I think that's like he's always operated on that margin where it's like those balls go in for Djokovic, and like right now they're just not.
Yep. I think
it's the end.
I don't know about that. So and then Carlos is your favorite to win Roland Garros. He was plus 145 last time I checked. He claimed he took the titles in Barcelona and Madrid, 2 big titles in his home country.
Yeah, he plays big tennis.
He did have an early exit in Rome, a shocking result there. I can't remember the guy. I can't remember the kid he lost to. He lost to a guy who was like
133.
130, 130 in the world. But that was a an outlier match. I think you can expect to have those once a season or so, and I think that was the one to slip up for Carlos. Maybe a little bit of fatigue, but I wouldn't take any. I wouldn't read into that too seriously. I think he's still the guy to beat heading into Paris.
Yeah, I mean, I'll second that.
Then we got Holger at plus 850 last time I looked. He's become like the villain of the tour. We talked about him a little bit against Medi, but he's become like this guy that everybody seems to kind of jump on and kind of knock. And I was leaning on the side of Holger needs to grow up, but it's like, no, it's like, is there really something wrong with having a guy that can kind of mix it up and speak his mind a little bit? And
it's the way he does.
It's the way he does it, though.
It sounds like a little child crying. Yeah. Like, no one make you. No, I always look like a bad guy. Like, shut up, dude.
13-3 on the clay though this year. This
he's
season.
a beat. He doesn't need to argue that way. Like you can still not do something passively aggressive.
So Carlos is 20-2 on the clay. Novak is 5-3.
Not winning people over with that.
Yeah, Holger 13-3. Tsitsipas 13-4. Medi 10-2.
Beast.
And then we got
clay court specialist.
The clay court specialist, and then Sinner, who I think is another. A little bit on that. He's like that next tier, but I think he's got a chance to win his first slam. 7-2 on the clay. Casper Ruud quickly gaining his momentum. He had a couple big wins recently. Yeah. He just took out Wolf. He took out JJ in a tough match.
He gets good draws. He beat Cerundolo. Then
he did tune up. I thought Cerundolo was going to have him.
Beat Sinner the day before. Like that's what, because like I think
Cerundolo, he's on this list too.
Sinner looks punched out, like just like Alcaraz was, just like operating at a high octane, starting to burn the engine out a little.
Have you gotten to watch Franz Cerundolo much?
Just in that match.
So another guy that played college tennis, he just ripped Cam Norrie for the second time in like 2 weeks or whatever. But he's 6'3", 6'0" over Cam Norrie.
Wow.
Is that Geneva?
Yeah, Geneva.
They're in Geneva. I just watched that this morning. I'm like, this guy is so damn steady, and he moves so well. He's such a strong athlete. I mean, he's one of the top 10 contenders at Roland Garros, according to the odds makers. I really like this guy's game, and he's so fun to watch. He's a dynamic game, can grind, can hit winners, can come forward. He's a more fun version to watch than Casper Ruud for me. I mean, I know Casper just took him out.
Same type of player too.
I think totally. They are just like small, compact power athletes.
Blast
can blast. And another guy that kind of fits that category that I've had a ton of fun watching. He's playing right now against Nakashima. Arthur Fies. This kid can play. He can move. He's an electric mover. Great shot maker from anywhere well beyond the baseline.
That brings up our sticky situation.
Oh, we got to do a sticky situation.
Sticky situation.
We'll get into it right here, right now. So we got Michael Ymer. Michael Ymer playing against Arthur Fies.
Completely
on topic. We're talking about Arthur Fies comes up with just they're in a battle. I think it's 5-5 when it happens. First set. And good exchange happens, and
strong forehand crack.
Ymer misses a forehand cross court off a ball that was close to the line from Arthur Fies, and he just wanted a ball mark check. He just wanted the chair umpire to come check the ball mark. He thought it was out, and he said, I think the chair umpire referenced that it was a bad bounce, and that's why he knew it hit the line type thing.
Yeah.
He's like, it took a weird, like, I know that's how
it hit the line.
Yeah, and to his point, and I saw Taylor Fritz chimed in on Twitter, it was like, bad bounces on clay are happening everywhere. It doesn't matter if it's in the middle of the court or if it's touching a line. It's like you're going to get a terrible bounce no matter what. So it's like that's irrelevant to the situation. So if that's what the chair umpire said, that's just, I mean, you're not using electric line calling. Get your butt off the freaking chair
and go check the
ball mark.
He did this
like we've done for so many years. Nothing's changed. Yeah, scribble around the ball, point to it with your racket. I mean, Ymer even, and it's like I've never seen this happen before. I've never seen a chair umpire deny me the chance to come review a ball mark when it was like the end of the point. And
I mean, it was just as close as anything else that gets them off the chair.
Exactly.
Like they'll walk out
at the very least
first serve and
exactly.
Yeah.
So Ymer ends up the next point. He comes forward on a pretty good ball, and freaking Fies just blast a backhand cross court passing shot, and just
owned.
The way he the way he comes forward to he just looked like that was a base play. Like that was
when you get past that way, you're pissed off.
You are, and he goes to the chair umpire
from the backhand,
takes his racket and just centers up the chair umpire. He whack, cracks everything.
Destroyed.
All he has left in his hand is a handle. And I think I looked at Ymer's earnings this year, $120,000 for the year. I'm gonna guess, because Hugo Gaston just got fined a hefty one, like over six figures for.
Well, you're not allowed. I mean, Zverev did it. You're not allowed to hit the.
No, you're not allowed to do that. That's a technical foul.
Yeah,
that's 2 shots in the ball back. I'm gonna say he gets fined. Prediction. I don't think this has been released yet. If it has, I've not read that. Let's see. I'm gonna say $90,000. I'm gonna say.
So it's a sticky situation. So, on our show, what are your alternatives of behavior? What are you supposed to do?
Chair umpire, you're getting paid. Get your butt off the chair. Check the ball mark. Confirm that your call was correct.
Agreed.
Or incorrect. Or come out and
we're putting blame
reverse the call.
Blame on the chair ump.
If you're Ymer, obviously you cannot do what you did there. You're gonna get DQ'd every time, which was what happened. You got that double tech. See you later. Hit the showers. It's gonna be an early exit for you, first set. But if you're Ymer, it's like, what could you have done differently? Obviously, don't do what you did. But it's like you're so pissed in the moment at that time. It's
That's
like,
the thing. You just
and you're
got
so
passed.
mad at one guy in the entire arena. Like you're just mad at one guy, really, and you're mad at yourself to a little, like some extent. But you're really just mad at this chair umpire. It's just like tennis is so mental that you need that like confirmation that like I lost that point legit. That was a legit point that I lost, and like there's nothing I can do about it. But if there's some doubt in your mind that like you really could have won that point and that could have been an add in instead of an add out type situation or whatever, it's like it's pretty damn tough.
Lose it.
And I've never played for money in tennis, so it's like I can't imagine when you're playing for a living that it's probably that much more. It's like it's hard to control your emotions at that point. And
I would say when you crack a huge forehand into someone's backhand and you come in guarding up the line shot and they rip a backhand cross court in front of you, right
take
in
a
front
bow.
in the face.
Tip the cap.
Yeah, that's when you're just like, I mean, you get so mad when that happens.
Oh, it's brutal.
It's just like
you got me on one of those
done
last night.
everything right. I did.
You got me on a pass down the line. I was like, yeah. People down the court like, was that it? Was that it? Did he just get you there? I'm like, shut up.
I got them back.
Oh my gosh. No, that's our but like
sticky situation.
I don't know how Ymer is supposed to handle that. It's like that's.
Are you allowed, so you can incinerate a racket on the court. You just if you're gonna do it, just do it on the ground.
On the ground, yeah.
Don't do it on the
Or you can be like Nick Kyrgios and take 8 rackets to the bathroom and do like
Come
in Cincinnati and just come out with all 8 cracked rackets. That was wild. I was sitting courtside for that.
One.
That was against Hachinov. That was insane. But no, I can't wait for Roland Garros action. The clay court season has been a lot of fun. I know we're gonna come in here and do a preview of the action for both the men and the women's draws. I know we didn't talk about the WTA action just because there's so much tennis to talk about, but qualies are going on right now. Been tuned into that. Been a lot of fun to keep up with. And guys, have a heck of a weekend. Get out, play some tennis, and we will be doing a preview of RG soon.